Today is 379 day to come here to challenge since I learn, I'm learning. I hope this also supports your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about time. Time, that's how to manage your day, how to design your perfect day. Because if you master your day, you will master your week. If you master a week, you will master a month. If you master a month, you will master your year. And if you master your year, you master your decade and, of course, your life. So everything starts from some small things, and everything starts from a day. So, of course, it's very, very important to design your perfect day. Now, what do I mean a perfect day? Now, of course, there's a lot of moments that is very, very important in your life, like weddings, childbirth, and all those are very important. It will destroy your perfect day when you have consistent days. But those is like, what kind of activities do you do on a daily basis? Like, what are the days at 80% of the time? Because when you focus on 80% of the time, managing your day, have the excellent day, and do the things properly, consistently, and you're able to manage your day in a productive way, you are able to have those 20% much more meaningful. Because the 20% will really represent how your life really is. Because people working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and they're waiting for Saturday and Sunday. And then again, by Sunday, they're always thinking about, on Monday, I will need to go back to work. But when you master your days properly, I think sometimes you're able to potentially get out of work 9 to 5 and building something for yourself and being able to be in control of your money, time, energy. But of course, the first part, you need to really master your day. What you do during the day to make sure that you are the most efficient. So today we'll share 12 things to really consider when you are designing your perfect day that you're able to do consistently for a long time. Because the most important part is not how much you're able to put in a short period of time, because that doesn't matter. What matters is how long you're able to sustain some certain activity, and you're able to do almost in infinite time the same activity. And when you're able to do the same thing for a long time, of course, I'm a huge believer that you will get with those actions results that you're looking for. So first one is that when you think about your perfect day, we need to have intention. So what are the intention of one day? What is the intention of next day? So when you have, for example, today is Sunday, so what is the intention of Monday? So that you always have that intention for next day. Because when you are already thinking about at the end of the day before sleep and really have building intention for next day, while sleeping, your brains and your subconscious is thinking exactly what kind of problems you will need to overcome, what kind of things you will need to think it through to make sure that those intentions are in place. I'm always a believer in subconscious power and be able to really give some ideas and thoughts in your mind that your mind starts to handle those problems. So when you bring conscious in your mind, you also conscious already track everything. So it's much easier to really pursue the problem and answer and find the answers because you already put that in your subconscious to work over the night. Number 2 is visualize your perfect day. That means when you really have the time to reflect, sometimes it's good to visualize what is that perfect day, how that looks like, how much of everything you supposed to have. Now, I understand that the perfect day will change in life seasons. Because if, of course, you are at 15 years old or 20 years old or 30 years old or 4 years old, the perfect day will be different. But at the same time, we need to visualize the perfect day where you're at the moment and where we love to be and working towards that perfect day, because a lot of times life circumstances will not allow you to have that perfect day. But what you need to understand, what I'm able to do, how I could make and visualize a perfect day based on my circumstances and working towards. Because you're able to make it perfect based on your circumstances. So that means that you manage your things that you need to manage, but at the same time, all other things besides those things that you need to control, what you're able to do with the leftover times that you have full control over it. So you don't complain about what you don't have because there are some things that you are not able to control, but you focus on how much time do you have and what you're able to do with those times, and you need to visualize what you're able to do with the time that is on your hands. Number 3 is determine your schedule. Determining your schedule is essential to be much more productive. So when you know exactly when you will do what, the most important part is when you know exactly what you need to do at a certain time, you don't need to think about it. That means that when you don't need to think about it, you do not use energy to think. And now during that time, while other people thinking what's supposed to do next, you are already thinking about solutions and how about the problems, how to solve the problems, about creative ways to innovate your ideas. So you always advanced compared to other people who do not determine a schedule, because when you do not determine your schedule and you go through the day thinking, okay, so what I will do next? What next? So how long is supposed to do that? It takes so much power and energy out of your brains that you're not able to do something meaningful later on. Like, I'm guilty of that as well. Like, I'm not any different than most people, and I sometimes go with the flow without really determining my day. But I know that when I determine my schedule, all the times it works much better without it. Number 4 is prioritize your activities. So that means that I'm a huge believer in the flow. I'm a huge believer in blocking the time. So when you prioritize your goals, long-term goal, long-term vision, the things that you want to achieve, and you say, okay, from those activities that I have in my schedule for tomorrow, what are the most key important things? What are the needle-moving activities that I'm able to do for the future? And prioritize those things. Because if you will do, like, let's say you have 3 activities that you want to do, but if you do one activity and you fully do that 100%, and that moves the needle forward, that's more than enough. Rather than doing 3 60%, a lot of times it's better to do 100%, and that moves the needle forward rather than focusing on multiple things. So prioritizing is one of the best way to make sure that you feel that something is moving forward. Because when you stop feeling that something is moving forward, then people start to feel stagnant, then people lose their energy, and a lot of times people want to quit because they don't feel that something is moving forward, and you get recognition based on the results because of that. So giving 100% to one thing sometimes is the best thing that you can do. Number 5 is eliminate or minimize distractions. Eliminate or minimize distractions. So distractions could be a lot of things. Like even the phone is a huge distraction a lot of times. Like, do you have notifications coming in? Do you have a sound coming in? And do you look into what came in? Or do you turn off notifications? How often do you allow other people to dictate your schedule? How often do you look into email? Because those things really impacts your capabilities, because every single time when you look into notification, your mind drifts away from the most important things in your life. And I know that when your ideas drift away, you need 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes to come back to really actually working towards the thing that you want to do. And every single time that you need those 5, 10, 15 minutes, if you missed and you looked into those notifications 4 times, then potentially could miss from 20 to 1 hour a day. And if you miss 1 hour a day every single day for a month, that is 30 hours a month. That is huge. So eliminating those distractions is essential. And you need to write down, okay, what is distracting me? What I'm able to do to eliminate or minimize those distractions? Because I know some distractions is very difficult to minimize, almost impossible if you have kids, and they of course will always show up and will distract. But again, how are you able to minimize and help yourself to be more focused on your dream? Number 6 is plan for self-care. This is essential. Now, when athletes is exercising, they exercise a couple hours a day. They are not able to exercise 12 hours a day, because if you just putting a lot of effort into one thing could be the key. And answer, people exercise 24/7 because they understand that when you exercise, you need to have a lot of time to recover to get the best out of training. Exactly the same with everything in life. So that means if you're building a skill, you need to work on that skill, then reflect on that skill, and recharge, that you could really build something up. Because if you just run without allowing yourself to reflect and recharge, the growth will slow down. So it's very important to really plan for self-care, for how you're able to recharge, how to work on your health with food and exercises, and really mental and spiritual health. Because there are a lot of things that we need to say, okay, where I am at the moment. Do I need to be in control of my emotions? Do I need to be in control of my health, in physical health? Because that is essential. Because when you really don't forget about your health and you invest time in health, you have more energy to pursue other things. Number 7 is include social connections. This is essential every single day. I don't think that there is a day in life that you're supposed to be on your own. I truly believe that every single day, at least a little bit, you need to have some social connection. It could be a family member, it could be a friend. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to have that social connection. Some people are more extroverted, some introverted. I know some people need more social connection. And if you are the person who really wants a lot of social connection, that means that you need to get that. Not like sustain myself from that because you need to do the work. If you feel that you don't have the energy, sometimes taking a break for 10-15 minutes and calling some best friend and that allows you to energize yourself is much better than trying to push through the work without having that energy. Because when you get the energy from the friend, from connection, you become so much more productive. So it's better to do the work with productivity and energy rather than pushing through that 1 hour without having that energy. Number 8 is select your meals. Select your meals. And that's very important because a lot of times that people don't select meals potentially a day before. Next day when they go through day, they grab snacks, they grab some junk food because they just want to save time. But when you really prepare your meals and select your meals and know exactly what you will eat, you don't need to think about it. You just take the meal, a healthy meal that you expected and planned. And that is much easier to really take care of your health when you're able to be ready all the time. Because most people get unhealthy and obese because they just don't prepare for their meals. They don't think about what they're supposed to eat and at what time. So preparation is always the best way to really to take care of your health. Number 9 is set realistic expectations. That is very common. People say, "Oh, I will do this one, I will do this one," and make a list of 20 things that they want to do, and then after a day, they're able to do only 5 or 7, maybe even 10, but they didn't hit those 20. A lot of times what it does to people, I didn't finish my day. I was not successful today because I didn't finish my day what I planned. And that's a lot of times people start to judge themselves because they didn't put realistic expectations. So when you think about all those 20 things, you need to ask how realistic it is to make all happen. A lot of times we'll figure out that first 3 will take so much time, but most likely will not be able to do all those things. So maybe we'll put that for the next week, and I will focus on first 5 to make sure that they are done excellent and they move the needle forward, so I could really focus and achieve some kind of results. Now, of course, this is part of set realistic expectations based on what is the most important. So if you have 20 things in your list, then you need to rate which one is the needle moving forward action, and you focus on that, not just based on what is the easiest or what's the hardest. You need to look into what is the most important that allows me to achieve my goal. That is the most important part. So the set realistic expectations is very essential to be always positive. Number 10 is stay open to spontaneity. So still, even though that you created a plan, you want to follow it, sometimes you still need to take out and say that I'm okay to get out today and be spontaneous and start something new and explore and do something. Because if you every single day you do something consistently and really to explore life and try new things and do something totally the thing that you never done before, it's very important to really show that you're adaptable, you're open, you're looking for ways to expand your horizons. And sometimes being spontaneous and doing something totally different one day could allow you to come back to routine next day and be much more grateful and really open your mind for different ideas. And then you start to think out of the box, and all the problems that you thought that is almost impossible to fix, now you find a way how to do it because you allow yourself to expand your horizons by really being open to trying new things. Number 11 is prepare in advance. Prepare in advance. What do you mean by that? Prepare in advance. There are a lot of things prepare in advance, but even preparing for the gym, so you're putting everything in your gym bag, all the shoes, all the t-shirts, everything. So that means when you have that day, you don't need to prepare during the day, and it's much easier. So that means you save yourself from struggle. So when you have a busy day, you just grab the bag, and you go to a gym. Exactly, could be with meals. It could be that I love in advance, for example, a night before, putting my shirts, putting my pants, putting my shoes, everything beside the bed. So when I wake up and I go shower, come back, and I have everything ready, just put it on and go. Because I really don't, I'm not a morning person, I'm more an evening person. So I don't want to spend time in the morning looking for stuff. So I better prepare in the evening, wake up, go to shower, jump on the stuff, and go out in a day. That's how it more works. So that's why preparing in advance is very, very important for me. And people who are evening people like me, it's very important to prepare in advance. Maybe people who are morning people, they're able to think properly in the morning and they're able to master their day better and not thinking in advance. But for me, preparing in advance is essential. The last one is stay present and enjoy. Stay present and enjoy. You need to enjoy your life. You need to enjoy your day, because if you don't enjoy your day, your attitude will show up and people will not be around you. Because when you enjoy your life, it's so much easier to achieve great things in life. And most importantly, you need to be present. If something doesn't go well for one activity that you schedule that you want to finish something, you didn't finish. It's okay. You need to be present. Nothing will change. You don't need to think about the past during that your day. You don't need to think about the future during the day. Of course, it's good to plan the day at the end of the week and say that this is my goal for my next years. But sometimes during the day, when you think about your future, it could be daunting because you might be struggling. So that means I don't care about the future at the moment when I'm working on this skill, because what I care is improvement and progress. So a lot of times when you are in the trenches, a lot of time is much more important to really focus on the present moment and what I'm able to do now compared to looking to the future. So really present, being mindful of your emotions and feelings and thoughts is much important at the moment, because it's very important to have reflection time. But when you have reflection time, then you will think about the future. But when you are in action time, a lot of times nothing really matters. It's just action, execution, and that's it. So of course, there is a lot of different ways. Everyone is subjective. It is designing a perfect day is very subjective. Every single person will have a little bit different, and I said that it changes. It changes with age, changes with everything, changes with if you have a partner or not. Like, so, not attached to one way of living. So you build a perfect day for your season at the moment. So understand what is your season and build a perfect day for your season. When your season changes, redesign, reevaluate, and build a new perfect day for that season. So that means that it's okay to change your perfect day, but you need to decide what kind of day is excellent for you at the moment. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.